We're here.
And we're back.
Ah, you said it.
Yeah, I said it before you forget it.
Is that what it is? You always you wanted to say it?
I wanted to say it before you got it, bro. Hey, how come the mic sounds super clear right now?
I don't know.
Super.
Oh, you know why? Because your headphones are loud.
I think because you brought the energy.
No, the headphones
You
are
brought
loud.
the firme energy.
I was
Hey,
about to
welcome
blow
in
your
everybody.
ears up.
Appreciate you chilling with us tonight on your hard day at work. We know many of you are at work, working your butts off, and you got those coworkers that are hating on you for your position. You know, but we appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Yes,
if you're
sir.
sitting down on the couch, if you're in the backyard, the patio, or you're just kicking it in the rampla.
If you're watching us on your big ass screen TV, because there's pictures that are sent to you, right? Where they're showing that they're
Oh yeah, I
watching
got a
us on
gang
the
of
big old
videos.
screens.
You know how many videos I get on Instagram? People always send me clips and they're like, "Look at Marvelous, we were watching you last night, homie. My respeto,
Hey, that's right.
Hey, but I appreciate you guys. Those videos are dope, man. Hey, some of you guys got some nice ass houses.
I know, right?
Yeah, I've seen. What do you mean you know? You seen the videos?
Yeah, you showed me.
Have I?
I mean, not all of them, but you showed me them.
All right. Yeah, but hey, we appreciate you guys, man, watching us and rocking with us and supporting us and
Definitely.
dropping super chats are always appreciated for you. For those of you that have became members, we appreciate you. We got a good show tonight. We got some action. You know, a lot of stuff has happened this week. We're gonna touch on that.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't a reaction channel. I don't do all that bullshit.
What?
So you know, but we are gonna touch on some issues because some people have some issues, and we're here to
People do
pass out
got
the
issues.
tissues. Huh?
People do have issues.
People do have issues. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Tell your friends and family about this channel. It's an educational channel. We do goof around sometimes. Norbies brings all the jokes. He writes them down before the show begins. For those that haven't became a member yet, when you do become a member, your the videos that are under the members only, you will be able to see them. You want to explain that, Norbies, and how they could become a member? Por favor.
Yeah, and thankfully now, and if you're using an Android phone or an iPhone, you go to the Marvelous Minds channel where it shows you a little clickable button that says join, and when you click on join, it'll give you the options of 2 membership levels that you could join. With that, you do get the replays of the oldie show, the funk show, and any other show that we especially just keep for our members that do go above and beyond to support us every month with their membership, and we appreciate that.
Heck yeah. El Salvador tapping in. What's up, Alfonso? Appreciate you, homie. Can you do me a favor, Norbies, and give everybody a shout out?
Oh, okay. Let's go with this
Please.
roll call. The roll call. All right. Tonight we have Only 6'4". We got Mile High. We got Southtown SD. We got Zaid. We got Zapata Vive. We got 805 Plumbing of San Diego. There's no pipe he can't drain. Open 24 hours a day. On call all day, every day. We got Funk Machine. We got Mike Hex. We got Alias One. We got Brother Chosen. We got my favorite Lisa Duran Carrillo.
That's right.
Appreciate you. We got the one and only Smear Gang.
That's right.
We got Will Cash 16. We got 94M. We have Boss Lady. We got Big Bam Moreno Bristow.
That's right.
That's right.
What
we got El Pedo.
Come on, don't mess up the name. Don't mess up their names, Norbies.
I'm not even gonna try that one. We got Baby Roxy, R.I.P. We got Pelon 915. We also have El Boo Boo, yes sir. We got Bob in the house. We also got Sal 4159ers. We got Cal L. We also have Ben M. Eric Godoy. We have Risky Business in the house. We got Alfonso Rodriguez, Silsta 323.
What's up, Johnny?
Carlos Martinez, Angelo Sicarelli, Ice Baby, Rankers World, Johnny Solorio. I'm not too sure if I said. And then we have Anthony Hernandez, and that should do it for now.
Did you say Punch Tattoo?
I don't think I saw I don't think I saw Punch Tattoos.
Anybody in the San Diego area, go check out the homie and his work. You can look him under Punch Tattoos on Instagram. Check out his work. If you can't get to me in LA and you're more down south, hit him up. Homeboy's in Chula Vista, so go check him out. 100% we support him. And 805 Plumbing, and anybody, if you guys want to support your want to give your business a shout out, don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help you support your business and and grow your business if you're barely starting. That goes for females too. Any of you women are starting any business. I don't want to go out there and say your nails and makeup because that's um, I don't want to just say that. I
Yeah.
know you girls do a lot more than just that. So if you girls want to support your
They
business, whether it's
do?
cooking or whatever you do, we're here to support you as well. All right. So with that, let's get this show started, homie.
Let's see. We also just got in Sogio Metric, El Edgar, Ernie Beltran, and Bunch Tattoos.
All right. All right. Um, before this we start with some of the questions and a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. If you guys seen the caption, is the caption up where they could see it or no?
Yeah. Well, they could see it.
Okay, politics and propaganda. We're gonna be touching on a lot of stuff that is going on in the YouTube. I hate to say the YouTube yard.
I say universe because I don't like saying that word. I say YouTube universe.
This isn't a YouTube yard. Fools just they aren't fully rehabilitated. So they use these fucking this words. These words. It's ridiculous. But yeah. Before we get the show started, I will be touching on this in a little bit after we read some of the questions. But our condolences and prayers go out to the homie Hangouts family. If you guys don't know him or whatever, he had a channel on YouTube. He recently passed away. So our respects to his family and prayers to his for his kids. It's sad that you never know what somebody's going through. So I'm sure those babies are gonna miss their father. So you guys send your prayers that way. I don't know what else to say about that, but we'll touch on more in a little bit. Norbies, go
Yes,
for
sir.
it. You want to read some of the questions, or what do we got? You got any
Yeah, I'll read some of the.
anything you want to say?
Shout out to Two Face Entertainment for.
And I hope you don't mind. I
Come
cracked
through.
open a cold one because Norbies gets me stressed out.
Dang,
So-
don't blame me.
So yeah. So don't judge me.
All right, first, we as always, first come first serve with the community post. We got Crazy World 626 says, should people celebrate their city sports team if they don't give back to the community? Ooh, good question.
If they don't, I 100% agree with that. I don't, or not agree with it, but I don't think you should support a team that doesn't support their city. But also, again, you got to take this into consideration that you don't know what any specific player is giving back to the community. Sometimes they do give back behind the scenes, and you don't hear about it till way later. So you would really have to dig deep and find out who's doing what, for the community. And if we're talking about the Dodgers, then I love the Dodgers because it's LA. I grew up with LA teams like the Lakers. I still call the Raiders LA Raiders. I don't recognize Nevada or Las Vegas Raiders. I just don't. That black and gray is always gonna be LA to me. Always. So huh? What did you say right now?
What?
What team do you like?
Chargers.
Oh, you're a Charger fan.
Yeah,
Well, then get the hell out of here. Then
that's a real LA team.
go down to San Diego then, homie. You hear that, Punch? Come pick this dude up right here.
No, Pancho, there is an LA team. He
No,
knows
but
that's in the real
you know
LA.
what? I support LA teams, but I'm not. I don't support them like that. I just like them because anything that LA it has like representing LA, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? So even if you made an LA team called the LA Rioters or something like that, I would fully support you and rock that jersey. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think in the comments, but as far as I know, the franchise, like, I don't see them really doing anything. I see them supporting an agenda. I see them promoting certain things that are gonna hurt our community. I don't agree with the whole.
Wait a minute, Marvin. Are you telling me that drag queen night that the Dodgers held did not help the community?
Well, how would that help the community, right? I mean, you got a majority of course men that go watch the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
Girls go because they want to wear their LA gear and get all dressed up and whoop de whoop and take pictures with their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the majority of women, I don't care what all of you say out there, you guys could be mad at me all you want, but they're either going for their man or they're going to pick up on a man. A lot of them can't name more than 5 players. and dudes too, guys too. You ask them when's the last time that anything about a lot of teams, bro. Not just the Dodgers.
They're also there to
They're
look for a
there.
dude.
They're there because it's a trend now. It's a trend to go to a Dodger game. Back in the day, in the day, we'll say in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
In the 80s, if you ask the majority of people that went to go see a game, they can name players. They can name their what do you call it, RBIs?
I think it depends on what time in the 80s, because there was a time where there was no Mexicans or Chicanos going to Dodger games.
There was some. I went in the 80s to a Dodger game. My aunt.
The late 80s though, right? Probably you would say the late 80s.
Yeah, probably like around
85 and up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people that collected baseball cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, but for the most part, most Chicanos weren't really going to Dodger games. From what I remember hearing is that they started going there after Fernando Valenzuela got picked up as the pitcher.
Okay, well,
And that's when a bunch of Chicanos started going.
You guys tell me what you guys think. I'm not sure. I can't say that for 100% what Norby's is saying is true. But hey, if that's true, then I guess they promoted it more in the raza towards the late 80s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, same
cool.
thing with the Raiders, because the head coach was a Chicano,
Okay.
and not only with I think also one of the quarterback was a Chicano also.
Oh, well, I remember when it was Schrader, so I don't think Schrader was a Chicano.
They're one of the coach that made the Raiders popular with Chicanos was a Chicano. From what I remember, I don't know. Chad, let me know if that's correct or incorrect. But I from what I hear, it was a Chicano that made him, that was in the team.
All right.
Whether it be the coach or I think it was the coach though. I think he was a player for the Raiders.
I don't know.
And then became a coach.
Okay. Well, maybe Norby's knows more than me. My bad. But yeah, you know what? It's all hey, you're the consumer, and you're the majority of people that are gonna feed into this. And of course, we're gonna go hard for our city.
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
Come on. You make up anything in LA. LA tacos. People want to try it because it's from LA.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
Let me play devil's advocate here for you. Now, do the teams or the players even owe anything to the city that they're from, that they're playing in?
Oh my God, I need to turn that off. Hold up.
All right, that's gonna be me, and they're I don't know how to describe that, but chat. While Marvelous does that, you tell me in the chat: do these teams or players owe anything to their city, to the communities in their city? Do they owe anything to it? Are they obligated to put back into them? Or do they really not owe anything to anybody because they got there through their talent and their abilities?
Is my mic on?
I don't know. There you
Why are you muting my mic, homie? Okay, so
my turn to shine.
Órale, all right. Okay, check it out. Do they owe anything to the community? Heck yes, they do. Yeah, they do. They owe everything to the community because the community is paying their paycheck. All those millions that they're getting aren't just from the franchise. Those people buying tickets, those people buying mugs, hot dogs. You like hot dogs? Those people buying those people buying Bisto over there. Everything, all the little monitos that they sell, the jerseys that people buy at the stores, all pieces of that money goes to their check, bro. Like where do you think all these players are getting all that money from?
And I ask that because I'm noticing a lot of reels on Instagram where a lot of people are saying a lot of these artists that are raza, they're not giving anything at all back to any community of theirs. And so in a sense, they're just saying we should stop supporting a lot of these artists, like music artists.
And that too, anybody that if you're from your hometown, say you're from San Diego or whatever, and you create a movement, or you make a YouTube channel, or whatever you do within your community, even being from a neighborhood, you should, if you did something to hurt your neighborhood, or you weren't how do I say this? How do I say this without sounding dumb? If you have a sound mind now, and you understand, that you haven't given anything back, or you weren't intelligent enough, or you were just you just went the wrong path in life or whatever, and you have an understanding of that now, you should give back to your community. I owe a gang to my neighborhood, to my community, my neighborhood. Not speaking in a gang sense, right? But as a whole, East LA, I owe everything to East LA. East LA made me. From the oldies I heard, from the senoras I seen walking with all those groceries, struggling up the hills, from people that I've been on the bus with that I learned from, because I learned from everybody, watching everybody struggle, man. I learned from everybody, from people not having enough money to pay at the market, that they had to put groceries back, just like my grandpa, having a shop at Payless, having it helps you grow. It creates a humble mindset of, dang, you know what? I didn't have that, so I'm gonna appreciate it that much more, And now our kids today have everything. We give our kids, we want them to. Oh, I want my kids to have everything I didn't have, but that's like poison. That's poison. You know what I mean? There's a reason why you're a humble person the way you are. There's a reason why you love so hard, because you know what it is to not have love, or maybe only grow up with one parent, or maybe lose somebody that you did love when you were young, or appreciate it. You know what I mean? You're learning from everybody on YouTube. You're learning from everybody in your circle, so that makes you. So for us to, and I'm guilty of that, of poisoning my kids too. I gave them everything. You know what I mean? Took them to every restaurant, took them to every amusement park. You know what I mean? We were everywhere eating everything. Steaks. You want ribs, mijo? Get it. You want shrimp, lobster? Get it. Whatever. I don't care. I just want you. I want to see you enjoy yourself, because that's gonna make me happy. But sometimes you need to keep things. You need to make them work. Okay, you know what? You want this? You want to go eat at a bomb restaurant? I need you to mow the lawn. I need you to wash the car. I need you to help your mom with the groceries. I need you to go with her to the grocery store or whatever. We need to start creating what do you call them? Not rules, say like but yeah, like kind of like rules. You know what I mean? Like it's like etiquette.
Yeah.
Making your bed. Cleaning your shoes, ironing your shirt. Put your phones away when we're having dinner. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Norby's. My bad. My bad. My bad.
No, all good, all good. Okay, we got Magic Wolves that says, what do you and Norby's think about ancient mythology? Think things like griffins, dragons, and half animals, half human hybrids. What about the mighty men like Hercules, Perseus, etc.? Do you think they existed? You want to go first?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. For the most part, a lot of these things from that, are considered mythology. I like to say that a lot of those things did exist. I mean, they even have it in the Bible. I mean, you point out the some Greek gods right there. I mean, as far as I know, in the Bible, they have the same. They have both. They have Tartarus in the Bible and in Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I know is that Tartarus is the place where the angels, the fallen, I guess, what you would call, were in prison. Which is interesting because in Greek mythology, it was the Titans that were imprisoned in Tartarus.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's there's a lot of these stories, the ancient stories, somehow intermingle with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, as far as dragons, yeah, I definitely believe dragons did exist. I definitely think a long time ago, these angels probably that did come here almost wiped them all out. Who knows? Maybe there's still some out there we haven't found. They're hiding.
You believe angels wiped out the dragons?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in the oh my God, what is that called? The I'll think of it right now. My bad. Is that your full answer though?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a name of right now.
I feel that there's definitely some truth into that.
I can't believe I can't remember right now. I'm gonna have
What
a brain
it?
fart.
Is it
I believe
I think you're thinking of rigor mortis.
No, I'm not thinking of that. No.
Okay,
No. Okay, so I believe in dragons. I believe that they existed. They're in our cultura. I believe that a lot of them are mythology. You know what I mean? Like you take the Greek gods, for instance. Neptune. You take Apollo. You take all this stuff. Those are luminaries actually that they were worshiping. Aries. So these are positions of the luminaries. And energy points. So I believe that some of those aren't in physical being down here. Those are a higher consciousness, if you will, and a manifestation of energy. So that's a whole nother subject. But I appreciate your question, bro. Go ahead, Narvis. My bad.
Alrighty. We're going to Clarissa Turcios. Says, when y'all gonna give Nino America a platform to speak? Why y'all so concerned about being polite and not offending that self-racist low life?
So, Norby's, I've been talking about it, about wanting him have him on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't mind having that dude on the show. We've spoken. I've been on his live on his TikTok and stuff like that, and he's more than welcome to come onto this platform and defend himself or say whatever he thinks. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think it's just a bigger issue with him, and I say this, Nino, if you do hear this, I say this with all respect, and you know this too because I told you on your live. I just think it's a bigger issue. It ain't just about I have a good job and I work on the oil field and we're from Texas and Texas this and Texas that and I want to shine the white man's boots. It's deeper than that, and I think it has a lot to do with family issues. You know what I mean? And whatever. People always, when they're confronted, and I'm not saying him per se, but a lot of people, they'll throw the Jesus card at you. And they'll be, well, it says this in the Bible. Well, it says this in the Bible, and they have no understanding about Scripture. They wanna be filled with the Holy Ghost, and they don't realize it's just a ghost. Like Scripture's deeper than that. And you have to study words to have the understanding, and not just go off your own definition or narrative or what you think God was telling you. That's Christianity, and my bad for many of you probably are Christian or whatever, and I hate to burst your bubble, but pop. There's Scripture literally stands for other things than what your belief is in, and Christianity has really manipulated the masses into believing that God loves everybody, everybody's equal, when Scripture totally says the opposite of that. We're not all equal. There is nations above other nations. There is a chosen people. Also, when we get into the cultura part of it, a lot of those stories in the Scripture are stolen stories from the Mexica, Meshia, Moshe. I've already broken that down for you, Huitzilopochtli, all these stuff that they talk about, they correlate with our writings, So there's just a lot. That's a whole nother subject too, that we'll be getting to. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go to church and you want to believe in a white Jesus, hey, go ahead. If that makes you happy, go ahead. But it's deeper than that, and you're more special than what any pastor is telling you are. You know what I mean? And you need to stop giving your money to that church, because you're the church. They should be helping you out. Go ahead.
I hope that explains why we have done that. Okay. Before I get to the next question, I just want to give a shout out to Mary Lou, Rooster Z, Brad Pipple, Denise Castillo.
What's up, Denise? Welcome in.
Sal, and Lattice and Smileys. Okay, let's see. We're gonna go with Beef 06M. These wannabe gangsters in today's generation take me back to the night. Oh, no, he's making a statement. Sorry, he says, these wannabe gangsters in today's generation. Period. Take me back to the 90s.
Yeah, I miss the 90s too, man. Things are real. People didn't have to make a YouTube channel and try to smut somebody up or throw false jackets on people. You know what I mean? What were you gonna say?
No. I was gonna read them.
So a false jacket is when I say a false jacket, for those that aren't hip to the whole gang lingo and stuff like that. False jacket is making a rumor about somebody that's not true, or throwing a narrative on somebody on what you think they are, or what their whole thought process was. And I'm gonna bring up some people, right? King Nico. We're gonna bring him up in a little bit, because his name is getting smutted up on YouTube, and there's just a lot of people that want to be influencers. And when I say influencers, is I don't mean somebody making funny videos or doing whatever they got to do in ignorance to make people laugh or agree with them. I mean, influence is they want you to agree with their opinion. They want their opinion to be your opinion. You know what I mean? They want to influence you in every decision that you make. And if you don't agree with what they say or their narrative on F marvelous or whatever that fool believes in the flat earth, they want you to agree with them. And if you don't, you become their enemy. You know, that's the influence in today, and that's what the agenda is. They know the people that are higher up that have created these platforms, there's psychological warfare going. They know what they're doing. They're creating little newscasters out of you.
Yeah.
Everybody on this YouTube that does have a YouTube channel, they're the new newscaster today. They're your Hal Fishmans. They're who else? Your Chris Blatchford's.
Norbies.
You know, their news with Norbies. You know what I'm saying? But this is your Channel 5 right here, your Channel 11, your Fox 11, your NBC, your ABC, all these whole alphabet. You know, you got bakers that have YouTube channels, ex-prisoners. You got tecatos that have channels that are gossiping about people.
All right, are we jumping into the main topic?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let me get to that. My bad, because I'll go off. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? You got to be careful with who's influencing you and who's in your ear, you know, with their propaganda and politics.
Definitely. Shout out to Ranting with Ramos podcast.
What's up, Ranting? How you doing, homie?
Also, let's go to Tales of the Central Coast. Much respect to Marlins and Norbs. What do you think will happen to Nicolas Maduro? Is it the end for him this year? Nicolas Maduro is the current president of Venezuela. For me, no, it's not the end for him. It's definitely not the end for him. That guy's gonna probably be there for quite a few more, maybe another decade. The people love him. There is that propaganda that he's a dictator to the people of Venezuela, but that all really depends on who you're speaking to. If you're speaking to the people in the cities, the people that had money before,
so
they don't like him.
Can you give us an example real quick of his dictatorship on what is it, the media that's saying that he's a dictator?
Yeah.
And it always is, right?
Yeah.
But what would be his form of dictating?
His form of dictating is that he takes from the rich. He takes a lot from the rich. He doesn't allow anybody to be rich in his country.
Okay.
But and that's the one thing they don't like, that he doesn't allow people to be rich. I mean, they do say, well, he's got a lot of money. Why does he get to have more money? You know, well, I mean, he is that president, but I mean, for the most part, he doesn't want anybody to be wealthy than others, because that was one of the problems with Venezuela. That's why the people took back Venezuela, because there were too many politicians that were dealing with the United States, inviting corporations and letting them take their oil, and you know they were getting exploited for their resources until Hugo Cesar Chavez, I think is his name. He was the one before Maduro that used the military to form a coup and take back Venezuela for the people.
Yeah, it's crazy because you know more about Venezuela than Oaxaca. I'm just playing, homie. I'm just kidding. But I don't have much to say about or whatever. You can leave little Georgie up with his little pink G. All right, go ahead. Go to the next one. I can't say nothing about Homeboy because I don't know that much, bro. So I don't want to speak on nothing I don't know about.
We got Rincos Munoz 920. It says, marvelous random question. Are you a product of your reality, or is the reality part of you? Also, what is your reason why darker people don't get sunburned and whiter people can tolerate colder seasons better?
Okay, so reality, you create your reality. You manifest energy. That's what we were talking about in the other thing. The other question earlier is about your manifestation of power, right? So you speak things into existence. In the video of feelings, it's called Feelings on this channel. You guys can look it up if you want when you do have time. We show you an experiment that's done with energy and frequency by either words or sound manipulation, or even your thought process. Your thought will create energy, and that energy is able to magnify itself up to 6 feet around you. It's called your aura. Okay, your aura is your energy. Anybody that comes within this field of my aura, I'm gonna feel their energy if I'm enlightened. If my pineal gland isn't calcified, I'm gonna pick up a form of telepathy from you. You're gonna speak. Norbis, would you stop making noise? Stop bringing this bad energy over here, homie.
Sorry.
But you know what I mean. You're gonna pick up that you're gonna pick up that energy. You know, it's the same thing. If your girl comes home from work, you know, she had a bad day at work, you're gonna feel that energy from her. You know, she don't gotta be acting a certain way or whatever. Your sense is gonna pick that up. You know, your senses are deeper than you think. You know, and it's you know how you can tell. Let me tell you something. And you guys could try this at home. You guys have pets, dogs, or whatever, birds, or a cat, or whatever. You don't even necessarily need to speak to your dog to tell him what to do, or give him an order, right? Dogs don't speak English. Dogs don't speak Spanish. They go by your sense of energy, on the energy that you're putting out. Yeah, you're throwing words at him. Sit, do that. But your pineal gland is generating an energy to that dog that has a sense that you don't even know about. They haven't taught you that. Do they teach us in school that dogs speak English, or dogs in Japan speak Japanese, or do dogs know languages?
Yeah, they do.
What language do they know?
Woof, woof, woof.
No, they know a universal language, which is a form of telepathy, energy. That's what they know. I could go to Japan or China or Germany and tell a dog what to do. I mean, of course, I'll use English words or whatever, but his sense of my energy given out to him, he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
He'll understand what you're saying. Why is that? He doesn't have a translator. They don't know. They didn't go to school.
Yeah.
So how is he knowing what to do automatically?
Yeah. I get that. I get that.
All right, go ahead. Go for it.
All right, let's go. We got all right, we got Crazy World 626 that says, what kind of okay, what kind of monkey was that on your TikTok? You got a monkey on your TikTok?
A marmoset.
A marmoset?
A marmoset monkey.
Marmoset?
Yeah.
Marmoset what?
It's called a marmoset monkey.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
No? I had a little monkey, bro. He passed away.
Oh, no, I take that back. You're the one you had that you
Yeah.
actually had. Yeah.
Yeah, marmoset.
That's a trip, dude. I don't know how you get that. How did you? Did you?
I found it in a tree.
What do you-
Yeah. I was getting some tacos and sopes from King Taco, homie, and it was
Yeah.
right there. I said, "Hey, Kyle." He's like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." Yeah. But yeah, he passed away.
R.I.P. to
To my monkey.
you. Didn't name him?
Go ahead,
You
Norbis.
didn't
Next
name it?
question. Yeah. His name was Marbles.
Marbles?
Yeah. Marbles.
R.I.P. to Marbles. All right, we got Jay Lennox says, does the agenda for the USA affect or include Mexico all the world?
Definitely. Not one agenda is separated from another agenda. The people that are in leadership, whether it be that woman right there in Mexico, that's the president right now, she's part of the agenda. They don't let anybody into office without agreeing with the agenda. These are presidents. These are presidents of corporations. They're not kings or queens. Ask yourself, why doesn't America have a king or a queen? Excuse me. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does have like a king, though, doesn't it?
Who?
From behind the scenes, a form of a figure like king.
A figure, a king of America?
Yeah.
Where did you hear that at?
Well, I mean, based on the whole Roman stuff.
Okay, but that's because you know everything that we talk about.
Ah,
But
okay.
for those that don't know anything,
Yeah.
you're gonna ask them, "Oh, you know what? How come America never had a king or a queen?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How come? Why not?
Yeah.
Why do we have a president? And what is the definition of president, anyways? And what is he running? Nobody asked that. Nobody. You know how many messages I got on Instagram when people when I spoke about Washington D.C., District of Columbia,
Yeah.
not even being part of the United States.
Yeah,
They're like,
that's
"What do you
true.
mean, Marvelous? What does maritime law mean? What does that mean?"
It's funny. I just heard that word used in the news.
Yeah.
Maritime, and they connected it with, I don't know if you're familiar, but Trump recently started attacking boats that are leaving Venezuela, accusing them of being a cartel.
Yeah.
So he's just bombing them without any proof.
Yeah,
And
there's
but
terms and definitions that people need to learn.
but the news anchor said something about, you know, we gotta consider maritime law. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's crazy how they now how does that how was that connection? Why an attack on a boat that's in international waters, or like if you would say, what's maritime law have to do with that?
With what?
With Trump attacking those boats? Is it because saying because it's maritime law he can attack it?
So Trump isn't attacking anything.
Oh well, actually, you know what? Better yet, if you could clarify to the audience what is maritime law.
So maritime law is the law of the water. They do. That's where they use the term a bank, and branches. You have different branches of the bank, right? Well, who's the holder of the bank? You know, where's the real money coming from? Is there any money in that bank? There's no money in the bank. None of your money is in the bank unless they have gold bars or real silver or real bronze or some form of mineral that is of value to them, like a diamond, right? Other than that, they're all called notes. You have notes in your wallet and you have a note in the bank. That's what you got. You don't have no real value of any money at all, but only a fictitious amount of what they're telling you that you got or you worked for, which is already yours. Why is it already yours? Because you were sold unto bondage. You were sold unto bondage and became a bond order when your mom's water broke. Water, hence maritime law, law of the water. And that ship, which was her, was delivering the merchandise, which is you, to the dock, which is the doctor who gives you your ticket of manifestation. Is it a boy or is it a girl? Therefore, you are signed over unto the federal government, right? And you become a stock and a bond number that is traded to certain families that buy your bond, okay? Through your lifetime, you got to get a job. I told you job in Hebrew means persecution or persecuted. You're under slavery. You got to work. You got to get indoctrinated to get what slave job you are going to work for. It's a slave job. To you, it's not. Oh, I could be this. I could be a nurse. I could be a police officer. I could do this. What's a police officer? A person that's protecting policies, where the word police comes from, right? And after you do all this stuff, and you're too old to enjoy any of your money. You might go on a little vacation to Hawaii, or you might do whatever. You might buy yourself a nice car. You're never gonna have what you should have. You're never gonna have a yacht. You're never gonna have multiple cars unless you bow down to your slave master and do what he asks you. You know, and these are certain rituals that they do because who owns the United States government are fictitious families. These people that have created identities, fake identities for themselves that have been overruling certain continents for centuries already. They lend the United States money, a big amount, and they charge a big amount of interest on that money. And if the United States can't pay that money, well, we're just gonna use you for your resources. Whenever we call on your military, you're gonna fight our wars, right? Who calls on the military all the time when they need backup? Israel, right? Don't they call on the United States? Who fights? Who's the first to fight? Your sons and daughters are the first in line.
Yeah.
Indoctrination. And what do they get told that they're fighting for? Freedom of Americans. No, they're not. They're not. You're supposed to be free already right here in this country. And not that I want to keep going on and on and on about this, but if you guys have watched previous episodes, you guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You're under maritime law. You know, the same thing of rivers and streams. You know, it's water that goes off into different branches. It goes different ways. You know what I'm saying? Which way are you going? Are you going to keep believing in all this stuff?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
All right. Well, there you go, people. Buy silver, like Brad Pippen said, because it did go up. I saw it went up quite a good amount. Okay, let's see. This is from 805 Plumbing. It says this question is for both of you. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? The world may never know.
I don't know. I don't even think he keeps track. But you know why they gnaw on wood? Because their teeth keep growing.
What?
Their teeth.
What do you mean? Really?
Their teeth will overgrow, bro. So
What?
they have to gnaw to keep that down.
I did not know that. Okay. I'm just wondering why 805 Plumbing's got wood on his mind.
Órale.
Hey. OG
No
Creeper says, how can, I guess it's pretty long. All right, he says, how can a story be stolen if the people who supposedly stole it came from literally across the sea? You claim the Spaniards stole the Mexica's prophecy, but who gave the Spaniards and the Europeans the prophecy in the first place? Why are Christians and Muslims so guarded over where Jesus Christ came from in modern day Israel, not Palestine, as far as artifacts that have been carbon dates before Christ the Most High?
All right. So who's giving your carbon dating? Ask yourself that. Who wrote your history books? Ask yourself that. Why is it called in that comment right there that he wrote? He says about the new Israel or modern day Israel, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does modern day Israel mean? Right? Modern. Well, what's modern about Israel if it's ancient, right?
Oh,
It shouldn't be modern.
I see what you're going.
You know? These are people that have created here we go with the word again, fictitious. Name. A fictitious name, an entity for themselves. Because they have gotten thrown out of almost every continent for doing some kind of dirty stuff. You know, we'll say that. And they want to rename people's land. They want to claim a prophecy that's not theirs. They want to promote an agenda that is going to be the demise of other people's. They want to procure their bloodline, you know, because their bloodline, getting back to the other comment about melanin, you know, which you contain carbon, which the sun is made out of, that gives you energy through photosynthesis, the same thing, you know, they lack that. They lack that. And if you want to go to the Bible, a certain group of people are cursed by the sun. So if a certain people are cursed by the sun, then we're not all equal, right? We're not all equal, right?
Yeah.
A person that I've gone back and forth with is that what's his name? I forgot his name. I don't even, and even if I did know his name, I'm not saying. But that Asian guy, he's all Christian. He came out of prison and he has a whole Christian movement now. You know, people, he says things, he does videos and he says things, and after he says them, he says right. Like he agrees with himself, right? And people right there in the comment section will be like, "Oh my God, praise Jesus." That's not his name, pendejo. That's not the name. You know, those names were added to the Bible. If you go back to the real Hebrew name of the Messiah, that's definitely not it. If you go to the original name of the Most High, the Creator, that's definitely not it. So you're right here saying all these things, and all these Christian people in their feelings are like, "Oh, that's right. We got it, you know, by the grace and, you know, by the grace." And no, it's not that. You know, oh, well, that's the Old Testament. That's the old. But Scripture says, "I change not." And not to make this a biblical thing, I change not. So why would anything be changed? Why would Jacob's name be changed to Israel?
Oh.
For wrestling an angel and beating? How could a man beat an angel? How could you beat an angel? If God created something that's so powerful, a big of a magnitude, how could you beat that and then change your name after? How could that be a story?
Good question.
Where does the name Amen come from? Where does Israel, Amen Ra? Where do all these people don't know the definitions of words? You know what I mean? They're not even reading precepts. They're just going to the Bible. I read the whole Bible, so I have a clear understanding. No, you don't. You didn't look up the words. You didn't read Torah. You didn't look up the word in Hebrew. You don't know what they mean. You're leaning on your either Christian, your Christian school that you went to, or you're just right there in your feelings in the audience, believing what your preacher's telling you to. Just like he's telling you, "Give me your money and you'll have a blessing." The more you give, the bigger the blessing. That's not the way it works.
Hey, is that true that there was 711 chapters left out of the Bible?
There's a gang of chapters, bro. The book of Ezra's a big one. You know, Mary Magdalene, another big one. There's a lot of chapters, bro.
Well, there you have it. All right. Let's see. Next we have from Hated One says, why do the FBA brothers say that raza is not indigenous to North America? Respects from the Totonac
My
tribe.
bad, real quick. My bad, real quick, bro. My bad. I got one more thing to say.
Oh, no, go
One more
right
thing
ahead.
to say. What I'm gonna say this is you guys need to be careful who is preaching up here on YouTube. There's a lot of dudes, even dudes that I know, that are preaching the Bible. They got a verse for everything. They'll tell you the Bible. But you know who also knows the Bible back and forward? The Satan, the resistance. The person that's here to manipulate you is the biggest deceiver. So you guys be careful. Use your own discernment. You know, if you believe that the laws are done away with, hey, go for it. If you believe that it's just that you're not going to be judged on nothing, right? Reincarnation and generational curses, like Scripture tells you. Well, where does a generational curse come from? Where does it come from? Does it come from being good over here and being saved by grace, or not obeying the law? What are you going to be judged on? Because Scripture tells you there's not just one gate to heaven. There's 12 gates to heaven. You know, 13 if you're including the tribe of Dan, right? Judges. Dan means judge. Look up these words, right? There's not just one gate like they tell you. There's 12 gates. So be careful who you're believing, right?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I would say, go on that journey by yourself. All right, next we got Christ is real. One says, since you're part of the Hebrew Israelites, what's your theology? Oh, wait. Actually, you didn't answer that last question. Why does the FBA brothers say that raza is not indigenous to North America? FBA being fundamental Black America.
So there's another ignorance right there. And for the FBA, you're ignorant as shit. You're ignorant as shit. And because you don't even know your own identity, you're still subscribing to being black. There's no such thing as black, right? You're either from Africa or you're melanated indigenous of the Americas. Okay? There's no I'm black or I'm Afro-American. There's no both. You can't be both. You know, you're either born there or born here. We got dark complected Mexicanos, Salvadoreños. We got people from Oaxaca that are dark as shit. Norbies. Not that dark, but you know what I'm saying? How many dark people from Oaxaca?
No, I'm just saying you don't gotta say it like that. Dark
No, but
as
I'm just saying, homie, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I know what you mean.
indigenous tribes, bro, that have a heavy melanated complexion,
yeah,
bro.
no, I get it.
You know, and people that have no intelligence or common sense, they just want to go, they're piggybacking off of what other people say. You know what you guys came from the Barren Straits, or you guys are mixed with Asiatic people. No, you're an idiot. That's what you are. How much percentage of blood do you got? I just did my, what do you call that blood test?
DNA test.
That's created by who again? Who created that?
Some white people. Some
Right.
European
Exactly.
people, I don't know.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. You're believing that everything the weather was given to you, and you're taking it like if it's facts or something. You need to wake up. I don't want to go in on people, but it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it is.
Man, if my grandpa were here, they'd be like, "Stop, pendejo."
All right, let's move on to Christ is real. Since you're part of the Hebrew Israelites, what's your theology? I think is BS, but I want to hear it.
So I'm not part of the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, I agree with Scripture, the way it's presented, and some of it in some form and fashion, but I'm not part of any specific camp at all. Okay, I use the term Hebrew Israelites in older videos, so you guys could get the gist of what I'm talking about as our people being a special people. But I have had even arguments with camps about the indigenous lineage of where they come from, the chosen people, the real Hebrews. I don't use the term on the chosen people being Israelite or that. For people that are Christian and don't understand about what I'm talking about when I get into indigenous heritage or migration and let me say it like this. Moses, right? Moses' name's Moshe, right? Moshe, right? Moses. And you got Meshi. You got the Hebrews in the Bible carrying the Ark of the Covenant. You got the Meshika carrying the Ark of the Covenant, right? We know this in our oral tradition of being indigenous to be factual, right? But it's written in a book somewhere else. But we know this to be real. We know our creation story. We know that we built a temple and we laid our ark down. We know that. You know, theirs is written in a book. I'm just showing you that these stories that are in scripture are really our stories. Our story of Meshika, Messiah, is really our story. The story of Moses, Moshe, Meshi, is our story. The story of Huitzilopochtli, our God, our warlike God, the jealous God of the Bible that you call God, Yahuwah, is really our God. The Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec serpent, Jesus Christ, that will come to reclaim his people and reclaim his land, redeem his people, that's our story. Those are our stories. That's what I'm showing you. That all this stuff has been stolen. It's stolen. There's a reason why they wanted to get rid of all our stuff, burn all our artifacts, destroy all our temples. There's a reason why they did that, why they wanted to erase your story and present you with his story. There's a reason for that. What else? What else? What better way to feminize a people, destroy all their writings, and present them with, here's our story. Here's our Christianity. Here's our white Jesus. Here's our Virgin Mary. You know? And say, here, this is where you come from, and present their creation story unto you. Yeah. You know? So it's crazy.
To simplify it, they're biters.
Yeah.
They're biters.
Facts.
They bit
facts.
Our story.
Facts. And they keep biting. They keep biting.
All right. Okay. Let's see. TV Taco says, when do you see the new vid popping off, and as well as the second deluge?
You can't really say about the second deluge.
What is that?
The deluge will be the destruction of mankind, right?
Oh.
Where a third of the population will be.
Where does that come from?
Well, it's written in scripture.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want, for the people that are into Christianity, but it is a countdown in our culture of the rebirth of the earth, right? A cleansing, if you will. So, I don't know, man. I can't really say. A lot of things that are happening right now within our communities and in politics and stuff like that, you could say that it's headed that way. You could say it's going to happen. You could say another outbreak. We're due for an outbreak, every 100 years. 100 years ago, the Spanish flu came out, right? So every 100 years, you see kind of a wipeout of humanity. They had the World's Fairs back in the day.
Yeah.
They had old temples that were being destroyed with propagandas of war, where they go and they just bombed all these buildings. There's a reason why they bombed all of them. There's a reason why they took all the bells and buried them. There's a reason why they renamed the Tartarian Wall the China Wall. The Great Wall of China, when it was never that. There's a reason why they destroy nations and rebuild them so they could stay in power. They know that they're going to be reincarnated and their family has to come back to an inheritance. Not family, but themselves. They know about that. You don't know about that because they have separated you from the entity of your family member. You believe that your dad and your aunts and your cousins and whatever, your exes are in heaven when they're not. They're not. They're all of their father's lineage. Your ancestors are living through you. Your blood is telling your story. That's why you have memories. That's why you have your deja vus. You've done this before. Do people look familiar to you? You've met them before. They were in your past lifetime. There's certain circumstances that you're put in to make the right decision. Damn, this happened to me before. Yeah, make a better decision than you did last time. There's a reason why you got scars in certain places, birthmarks, birthmarks. Certain things happened to you in your last lifetime. Those are scars of your past life. Those are birthmarks of your past life. You know, they're not just there for any old reason. You don't have a big old mole, red mole on your back or a birthmark for no reason. Something happened to you. You know, they're not gonna let you know that. They don't want you to know. You know, they don't want you to know the sacrifices that they're making to their luminaries. They don't want you to know positions of power. They don't want you to know that. It's crazy. You want to get to the topic? Well, we're gonna read it, gang.
Ah, we're almost done. We're
Because you don't gotta answer them.
You don't let me. I'm just letting you go on the rants.
Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Crazy World 626 says, do you think if technology and phones came out of the 80s and 90s, that the gangsters from then would have done the same thing as of today with these gangsters recording everything and talk shit online?
Yeah, it'd be worse even faster, bro. Of course. Look at everybody filming everything now. Everybody's filming. Also, everybody wants to be the first to say something.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to take a picture of something, and all this stuff is being recorded on your phone.
Here's the interesting part. He also put at the end, like, look at what these older dudes are doing now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Carlos from Dallas says, do y'all think Lefty Gunplay went to the No Kings rally?
I don't know.
I don't think I saw him there.
You know what he did do, and I'll give him credit. I don't know if he did do it or not, but I heard he was going to rehab. So,
oh really?
If he did do that, credit to him.
Definitely.
Who's that other dude? Rowdy Rex. Credit to him for taking himself to rehab and getting cleaned up. A lot of people don't know what's going on. They just think that these people are living a famous life or something like that, you know, and they're dealing with their demons.
There you go. There's a question from Zapata Vive. He has, is Modelo taking the Pueblo's water? I don't know on that one.
I don't know either,
okay.
Bro. I don't know.
805 Plumbing says, so religiously, what do you consider yourself? Christian, Catholic, etc.?
Neither.
What do you consider yourself?
Neither. I don't
follower,
consider myself nothing.
A follower of the highest one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, following him would be really trying to find out your moon cycle. Really. Try to find out your feast days.
Wait, there's moon cycles in that?
Of course, bro.
Really?
Yeah, there's certain feasts and certain ceremony that you got to do.
That.
Just like powwows they got.
Yeah.
You know, but there's certain ceremonies that we're supposed to be doing. But if you're not doing it in the right moon cycle, you know, there's certain things that you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? I believe in certain scriptures. Of course I do, 100%. But I separate myself from believing in the propaganda that they're promoting within the church. That's what I'm saying. They use a church as a manipulation of sanctuary, a place to go repent, a priest to go tell your sins to, a pastor to go counsel you in your marital affairs. You know, when you do not need any other man to tell you what you already know is wrong. If you know something's wrong, you know you're not supposed to be doing something, then don't fucking do it. If you know you could be better within your relationship, then fucking do it. If you lack communication skills, you already know the answer right there. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to listen. Learn how to respect your partner's time, wishes, anything that they're asking of you, you know? It's just crazy, you know, that they pay me for counseling, pay me for this, pay your tithing. The church needs this, you know, the pastor need him a new car, the pastor need him a new house, you know. That's not what tithing is. Tithing is a 10% of your spirit, whatever the discernment of the Most High gives you to give to somebody else. And if it's in the form of money, then hey, give them money. If it's food, if it's a conversation, if it's a handshake, if it's a gesture of a smile,
I was just
Give him
about
that.
to say that. What about my handsome good looks?
You know, hey, what about him? You know,
I could.
you could use that to your advantage. You're stupid, Norbies. All right. There's
Oh
more still?
no. That's it. That's it for
Damn,
the questions.
everybody's been waiting for the main topic right now.
Damn.
All right, so how should we start this off?
You know.
Yeah, get situated. Get your car seat. Hey, welcome in everybody. Sal, Southtown, Sylvia Lopez. We got Ghost. Who else? Smear Gang, Mary Lou, the Red Cat. Appreciate all you guys. Smileys. Okay, go for it, Norbies. What were you gonna say?
Well, okay. Let's go with in the YouTube verse right now. There's a lot of people that are speaking on other people, right? You know, and at the same time, you know, these are the kind of people that that create this illusion to their audience that they are a certain type of person,
Yeah.
and it trips me out because I'm seeing all these videos of them, all these people that are, some are putting themselves out there saying that they were involved with a lot of things, and then other people are saying they shouldn't be talking about these things. All these men are talking, arguing, and speaking on other people, and then at the same time, they're giving off a they're giving off they created an image of themselves to their audience that they are not.
Right.
So it trips me out how these men are going back and forth with each other and making certain situations about them.
Mhm.
Like I saw this one guy that posted, you know, something about so and so and why I need to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm thinking like this isn't content creation right there. That's just exploiting a situation, an unfortunate situation of people,
Right.
and using it to either get views, get likes. I don't think it's. I like to think that maybe a little bit they do have compassion or they do want to offer some type of help, but at the
Yeah.
same time, the majority of it is mostly for them to get attention. They want to be part of it. They want to be the ones that was the closest to a situation.
Yeah.
They put themselves in the mix and then say things about situations that they shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah.
So it trips me out that you know, people, like the title says, politics or propaganda, because you know there's a lot of propaganda going on right now.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the latest situation. So the latest situation, if many of you don't know, or many of you do know, or some of you do know, there was a passing of a certain and I don't even want to call him an influencer, but I guess he would be part of the YouTube yada, right? Another person that came off and started a YouTube channel, like many of these guys do. The majority of them are, and I hate to say, excuse me, I hate to say prison channels, but the ones that are well known are prison channels. They've come out, they've turned a new leaf per se, and they've started a YouTube channel and started telling their prison life, or their life in prison. You know, that they spent, how many years they did, certain things that happened in prison. Some of them speak on certain factions, some of them don't. Overall, it really doesn't matter if they say the name of a certain group organization or not, because the majority of people that are out here have common sense and they're not dumb. So you really don't need to say the prison organization without saying it subliminally, if that makes sense. Okay, so they've gained a lot of viewers. You know, a lot of people. You know, even people that maybe been to the county. You know, and they're telling county stories, or maybe people that have just been in gangs out here, and they want to talk about their gang life. These are stories that haven't been told on social media, socially. You know, they've always been withheld by gang members. They've been withheld or a need to know basis, or have just been taught don't speak about it. You know, it's something that's on the hush, and if you know, you know, right? But a lot of these YouTubers, including myself, um, there's personal issues that are going on. We're still living our life. We haven't lived our full potential. We haven't accomplished everything that we want to accomplish. Um, we're still growing ourselves, you know. But to you, the viewer, um, and no disrespect to everybody on the channel right now or anybody that sees this in the future, is you're a spectator. You're a spectator watching us live our lives and speak about either things we've been through, things we know, things we don't know, things we want you to believe, or things that we say that we want you to agree with, right? And like I said before, um, I want to be an influencer because I want your opinion to be my opinion. You know what I mean? I always tell people on this channel, not that I'm different from anybody, again, as I say, don't believe anything I say. I don't want you to believe what I say. I want you to do your research. I want you to do your homework. I want you to look up definitions of words. I want you to learn about your cultura. I want you to learn about biblical history. I want you to learn about migration, either if it's something about to do with your health, you know, biology. I want you to learn about that, what herbs and remedies, and before you go to a pharmacist or a doctor. I want you to learn that, learn about certain laws, and I want you to have your highest potential, right? So, and Dopey Mars says, "Damn, we're just spectators." In reality, Dopey, no disrespect, but you are. You're watching our channels. Unless you have your own channel, then you're gonna have people that are spectators spectating, you know, watching your stuff, wondering where is it gonna go next, right? It's kind of like the Roman Empire and the Colosseum. We've created these events, these gang wars, these gang politics, and we wanna present ourselves as a king per se. I was the last person to talk to him. I was the last person to hear that. What I'm bringing up right now is Josh, you know, rest in peace, homie hangout, right? We had our differences, right? He called into our show. So what? That doesn't mean nothing. So what? We had our issues still, but nobody knew his personal stuff. And nobody should know his personal stuff. It's personal. It's his stuff. You know what I mean? But he had a platform of his viewers that believed in him. That's beautiful. That's great. He helped a lot of kids. That's what you should know about him. He helped gang members. That's what you should know about him. Not all the YouTube drama and YouTubers that he went at it with, and now that wanna, you know, gain something from speaking about it. Now,
Yeah.
like none of that it matters. That's not relevant to anything. You know, you even had a dude from my neighborhood. Oh, I gave him a chair and whoop de whoop. Like, who cares? Who cares? That's between you and him. But these people want to shine. You know, they want to piggyback. You know, and say they just it's about like and they could deny it or whatever. You know, but when you put out video 1, video 2, video this, yeah, if you knew him, firme, you knew him, cool. That's good. You want to send your prayers and respects to his familia, do it. That's fine. We just did it. You know, it's sad. You know that his kids don't have a father no more, and they're gonna have to go on whatever memories that are left of him. You know, let those memories be good memories. You know, don't leave a video on YouTube for them to go back and later on and see. You know, and be influenced by that. You know what I'm saying? Let them have a beautiful memory of their father with their mom or whatever, wherever he took them. You know what I mean? You don't need to make video after video about it.
No,
you know, that's
no,
all.
you
That's
don't.
all we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, you even got people that are podcasters that are not even in the States. You know, talking about, oh, the family didn't tell me to take the video down, and they did all this and that, and I was the first to hear about it. Who cares? Who cares? No, it doesn't matter if you're the first, if you're the last person to talk to the vato, if you gave him something, if you chopped it up on the phone about something, that's your story. Keep it with you and him. You know, that's a memory that you got. If you didn't like the vato, whatever. You know, just leave it. That's to yourself. That doesn't have no bearings on other people, what they think about him. You know, stop trying to influence other people's thoughts on a person that's not here to defend himself no more. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one of them. You know, like I said, respects to his family. You know, his wife, his babies, his mother. You know, they have a GoFundMe. If you guys want to go support him and send feria to go help the family with whatever, by all means, go do that. I haven't posted it up. I've seen it. But there's certain people that have done that. Okay. Other issues. You got King Nico. You know, if anybody doesn't know who this guy is right here, he's from East Los Angeles, and he's a tagger, or he was a tagger, and he got his fame, and I'll say fame because he has a big following on Instagram and TikTok by telling funny stories. You know, he has a good way at telling or doing memes about, you know, being busted, and that's funny. It gets funny to a point to where you just don't find it funny no more, you know. And to each his own. You know, some people are gonna rock with it, but sometimes all this prison stuff and hearing who got whacked and hearing who you know, whatever, dropped the soap, it's not funny no more. You know, it's you see it for what it is, and it's the demise of our people, you know. But on King Nico, right? King Nico is a comedian today / rapper. He does funny stories. He's not from a barrio. As far as I know, and he could correct me if I'm wrong, if he does see this, he's just a resident. He's a resident. And what people don't understand is that this dude is not from a barrio. He's not from a gang. You know, he doesn't fall in line with gang members per se, and the stuff that they are willing to go above and beyond for the cause. You know, when he gets busted, you know, being a resident, he's gonna run with the Southsiders. You know, he grew up in the South Side. He grew up in East LA. You know, I'm sure he knows guys from the various barrios. You know, and you know, he lives his life a certain way. So to a degree, he wouldn't have a career per se. And what I mean by career is a lot of gang members or youngsters out here, you know, they be saying, they be using the word career. Oh, he ended his career. He ended his career. Well, his career in what? What career? What career did he have? A career of gang activity? He's not from a gang. A career of gang violence? He doesn't have no enemies like that. You know? And I'm talking about gang banging, not tagger stuff. Tagger stuff's a whole different thing. Whether they want to do however, like gangsters do, hey, feed me, whatever. But he's not not on that mindset. You know what I'm saying? So he gets busted. He gets busted, and he decides to stay on a certain yard. You know, he decides to go into fire camp and get out early, a year early. I guess he said he was gonna get out a year early. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to, you know, conform with the political views, and he doesn't want to take the risk of maybe getting asked, "Hey, homie, can you do something for me?" So he wants to be outside with his mom, his hyena, or whatever. If he has kids, I don't know, but he wants to do that. Once again, here comes homies, and I see some in the comments too. He's no good. He's a peseta. He's a PC. Okay, whatever you want to call it. If you're gonna call him a peseta, you gotta be in those activities. You gotta be a gangster or a gang member, right? And you gotta believe in the movement. Okay, you got to believe in that. So if you're saying that, you're raising your hand to do something, and the majority of people that are talking masa on the internet and saying he's this and that, you're raising your hand to take care of that. Okay, that's how it goes in jail. When you speak on something, you gotta handle that. You gotta do that. There's no, oh, I was just saying this and I was just saying that, you know. And if Nico was talking about politics, or he was talking about, South Side this or South Side that, then he will be accountable for his words that he was using. Then that will come back to him. That karma. He shouldn't have been talking about that. Maybe a prison skit wasn't so funny. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. But if he wasn't, and he just wanted to come home early to be with his jefita or his kaina or whatever, then let him do whatever the hell he wants to do. It's not going to bother you. If you know a vato, look, and take it like this. When you go to, back in the day, we used to go to the carnival in Monte, okay? In Flores' neighborhood, right? We'd run into the vatos from Flores and the vatos from Lomas, okay? But when us homies would go, you knew who to take with you. You knew who was with the chunkums, You knew who was with the get down, and you knew who wasn't. If you know somebody's not down to roll with you all the way, then just don't kick it with them. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna speak on the person, then you're that's your ticket right there. That's what you're willing to go above and beyond. So don't be so quick to do that. You know what I mean? Because the majority of people out here, of young homies, and I'm gonna say young homies, they're not involved politically. They don't know anybody. They're listening to YouTubers talk about prison. They're hearing their older homeboys come down and tell war stories. They're hearing about all these pegadas, and they're being influenced by that. They're dressing all firme at the swap meet, throwing up all kinds of gang signs, representing a certain name, maybe two names that they want, and they don't have the whole gist of everything that's going on out here, politically or not politically, with their gang, or if they're just striving to be a gang member. Okay, so if you see youngsters that are going the wrong route and doing everything that we just talked about right now, say something to them. Get your head right. Get your head right. If King Nico wants to come out and come out early and make his feria, who cares? Let him make his feria. If you don't like the vato, hey, homie, you don't got to go see him. What does it matter? It's not going to affect you. He's going to continue to live his life. You're going to continue to live your life. Another thing that got dropped this week, and this isn't a reaction episode either, is Dub's paperwork. Dubs. Dubs is everywhere on the internet. Everybody's going in on Dubs. Here's another dude. A grown man. But so what if he did whatever he did? And I'm not even saying anything because I was on his channel once upon a time.
Well, Marvel, if you don't mind, let me play devil's advocate, because don't you think Dubs brings it upon himself because he pretty much does the same thing?
What?
Like, as far as like talking about other people and doing reaction towards other people, he kind of puts himself in that situation.
I mean, you could say that, but okay, you could say that. I agree with that, right? But the majority of homies that are saying things, about, this is what I'm saying, bro. If I'm gonna disrespect Dubs,
yeah,
and this is just when I grew up. If I'm gonna say, you know what, F that bato, this and that,
yeah,
I gotta go look for him. I gotta go find his address. I gotta go do something, because other than that, I'm gonna be a leva. My homies are gonna be like, damn, fool, you talk all that shit. That's the way you think, homie. You're representing like that, saying you ain't doing nothing. You're a chavala. You're a chaval. You just said something on the internet about the vato, whether it's King Nico, Dubs, anybody,
Yeah.
and you didn't go handle that, homie. You're a chavala. And I'm not saying that anybody should do anything to anybody.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that times have changed.
Yeah.
Everything's watered down. You know, it's there. Dubs' life. He's making feria on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Gunner making feria on YouTube. Who cares? Homie Hangout. Who cares? Streets Ain't Loyal. Let them do their thing. Marvelous. Let him do his thing. I'm saying anybody.
Yeah.
But everybody's adopting everybody's political views, everybody's drama, and everybody's in everybody's comment section. I see people in the comment section, not mine, but I'm saying in other people's channels, and they're on every prison channel comment. Hey, that's right, OG. That's what's up, perro. Hey, you know what's up, homie? Hey, you a real vato. Hey, that's right. You're putting down. You know what I mean? Like, all these vatos are just shining all these vatos' boots, man.
Yeah.
And how could you ever call yourself a man by trying to sit on every vato's lap?
Yeah, man.
Like, that's crazy.
It's very disgusting when I see a lot of these podcasters do exactly that. You know, they're on everybody's nuts. I mean, I've seen so many yes men that's like just saying, "No, you're so right. That's why you're this. That's why you're the OG."
I've seen so many. Yeah, I've seen so many videos this week on King Nico and Dubs. You know, exposed part 2, exposed this one. Like, who cares what they're doing? You know what I mean? Like, they're out here. So what? Like, what are you gonna go over there? Like, what does it matter? What does it matter? If you don't want to watch their channel, then don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be right there in the comment section. Oh, you're a chavala, or you're this and that. Or even I've seen even vatos that have gone PC and they're in active vatos channels.
Yeah.
And they're talking shit to them. And it's like, damn, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You guys are probably never even gonna see each other. You know? Unless you live in the same area.
I mean, it's the one thing I am sort of happy is that they box themselves into this genre in this YouTube space, and for the most part, you know, they'll probably end up just staying in that box.
And you know what? That's what sucks, though. That's what sucks because there's only so many prison stories you can tell.
Yeah.
Everybody, even casual people, know everything about politics now. Mm-hmm. They know certain names of individuals. You got Rene Enriquez dropping phone calls and shit.
Yeah.
You know, you got him naming certain individuals, all kinds of shit. You got YouTubers throwing jackets on people that aren't true. Even me, I had people drop a jacket on me, and their viewers over there like, oh yeah, Marvelous is this, Marvelous is that. You chavala. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're right here watching a fucking YouTuber, homie. You're right here on the vatos nuts, and you're gonna agree. Like, it's crazy to me. You know what I mean?
It's sad because you do have a lot of these feminine men that say, I don't know why they keep still looking at Marvelous. I don't know why they support him. Those people are just cult members. They go so far as to insult our audience members by calling them a cult.
Yeah, how are you viewers right here from a cult? Like, how does that even make sense? You know what I mean? It's like common sense don't exist no more. You know, like it's crazy. Nobody has to watch my channel. I actually I don't tell people, hey, you better believe what I say or else. I don't do that.
I do that from time to time.
Well, you better get the hell out of here with that shit.
Hey, no,
you know what I mean?
But seriously, it's crazy how these men, supposedly men, you know, go out of their way to just talk shit about you, talk shit about me, and it's sad because they do get views.
Yeah, but we're not gonna make this ain't about me or you. What it is about these so-called influencers influencing the younger crowd.
Yeah.
Right. So now the youngsters think it's okay to be from a barrio. Let's walk them around, you know, the neighborhood and show them where we kick it at, you know. And let's write on the walls while we're doing that. Let's throw up some gang signs and talk about how deep we are. And then they don't see nothing wrong with that until they get busted and they really get involved in politics. And then all of a sudden, they don't want to be a part of that. You know?
Yeah.
They end up either ratting or they just can't hang or they just don't want to live that life. They figured it out and they're like, man, you know what? There's more to life. I actually want to travel. I'm not gonna be suppressed into this 4 block radius,
Yeah.
10 block radius that
Yeah.
it's all I know. I know the same 99-cent store that my mom shops at. We go to the same Ralph's over here. These are the only stores I go to. I shop at the same. I buy all my LA gear from this store. This is where I buy my Jordans at this mall. They never been nowhere else, bro.
Nah, man.
This is where I buy my tacos at. Hey, this lunch truck right here, homie, this is the spot. I don't want to just know places in East LA. I love East LA, but I wanna venture out.
Yeah.
I know there's more. I know that our people are out in different cities, area codes, states, countries.
Yeah, but to put it simply too, if we want to claim that this is our land, we gotta go and travel through our land.
Yeah, well, that too. You know, people they're claiming it's like our barrios. You know, we claim this. This is my block, but is it? Is it? Do you know about your block? Do you know what was here before that store was here? Do you know the struggle that senora that lived down the street for years? She passed away before you were born, mijo. Do you know about her? No, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right.
But who else? What else were we saying?
I think that's mostly for the most part. That's it. I think we're gonna go. You want to take calls?
Yeah, let's take some calls. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's just it sucks, you know, because the next generation, the next youngsters that are graduating high school and shit, those are the next gang members out there. Those are the next people that are being influenced, that are watching social media right now. They're on TikTok right now. They're listening to conversations.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful. You know, you got to be careful because that's your future right there. Remember, when you're old, they're going to be men, you know, and they're going to think that the other kids are more watered down than they were, you know, and they didn't even know it all.
Definitely. All right. Well, so before we go, shout out to the live chat. Shout out to everybody that hit the like button. We appreciate you. We got over 200 and almost 250 people and 100 likes. If we could get those likes up, that would be much appreciated. And also, there is one super chat, and I do want to read that one before we continue. Let me just go and look for it, though. All right, here we go. It was from J.A. Lennox that said, I was about to ask that, what is the law? I think he was talking about the maritime law. He actually wanted to ask that question also. So I'm glad I asked you.
Oh, you're asking me right now?
No. You already answered it. But
okay.
He sent that super chat after I asked you.
Oh, I appreciate you, homie. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
But that being said, yeah, again, shout out to the live chat. Shout out to everybody that's hitting the likes. Shout out to the moderators because I see you guys working. Appreciate you. And
we got some haters in here.
We've had a couple, but the moderators
and to any of you stalkers watching from a fucking fake profile, hey, I appreciate you stalking me. Keep up the bad work.
Hey. Yeah, but you know, for the most part, Marvelous. It's disheartening that you know these are grown men and they're chasing the likes, they're clickbaiting, and you know they wanna make this event of what happened with the homie hangout about them, and not about him. They're making it more about him. Why they need to be part of this? Why they need to speak on these things? And it's sad because you know that it's a sign of where their platform is going as far as you know. Does a man's life even matter? Should anybody you know respect their last day or anything like that? But I don't know. Anyway, phone number is up. You want to give us a call? Have a question? Talk about what we talked about tonight. Give us a call. Let us know, and be part of the show.
Norby's put up the GoFundMe if you guys want to donate to the homie hangout.
Oh yes. He's right. The GoFundMe is pinned on the chat. If you want to go ahead and support the family and with their costs of a funeral and all. That the GoFundMe is up there. No, it's not my GoFundMe. I'm not. I saw that in the live chat.
What the heck? All right. We got any callers? Well, we could talk about something else in the meantime.
All right. So, okay, yeah, numbers up. If you guys want to give a call, sure. Let's go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. I just want to tell the chat. Appreciate you. Suave, Zapata, Oni, Smear Gang, Jesse. Who else? Pelon. Um, oh, Pelon. So one of the things that got brought up was a YouTuber passed away. You know, so I'm not gonna say how or whatever. That's their family, up to their family to do that. Um, but yeah, and we're talking about the influencers that are influencing on the YouTube yard, and just need to be a little bit more careful. You know how they go about things. Hey, what's up, Platinum Detail? Appreciate you, homie. Anybody want to call? Is the phone even working?
Yeah, it's working.
All right. Well, the phone number's up. If you guys want to give your thoughts and opinions or on anything that we talked about, feel free to call in. And
Everybody's shy tonight on a Monday.
it's all
They're
good.
shy tonight.
It's all good. It's all good. We
Yeah.
appreciate all you guys, 226 that are tapped in right now.
If not,
Red Cat, appreciate you. Guppy,
shout out to Angela Basaldua for becoming a member. Much love to her.
shout out to Moreno. What's up, Moreno?
So yeah, at this point, I'm just reading the live chat.
Yeah, appreciate you, Sacramento Familia Function. Appreciate you, homie. Um,
Caller, your name and where you calling from tonight?
Hey, Norby, don't laugh. This is serious business, man. Don't laugh.
tell
This
them.
is Brad Pitbull.
Brad Pitt was in the house, everyone.
What? I'll climb from the top of the firmament.
That's right.
Hey,
What's up, bro? How you doing?
No, good, good. Thank you for taking my call and tonight's show. And it's true. Well, I believe it's true that what you were thinking about earlier about the güerito named Jesus when the letter J, I believe, wasn't in scripture until the 14th century.
Facts.
And when you look, when one will research and see this history, there's all the reincarnations of the deity. I believe like myths and even like the word apocalypse,
Mhm.
which I'm looking forward to, which is the Greek word I think apokalypti, which means the great unveiling of of secret truth. So an apocalypse would actually be the truth being set free. So of
Yeah.
the secret
hmm.
and oh, I forgot the disclaimer. Marvelous Minds and Norby's worldwide activities with his expired passport do not agree or disagree or condone Brad Pitt's opinions or statements. This is just a place for us to free speech,
Hey,
sort of.
that's right.
But and also yeah, so I called you guys the day before silver broke the record of $50, but I expected to go up. Quick thing on that: the London Exchange, the Perth Mint, and even the U.S. Mint, they're running low on silver. But if you want to support um, Mexico, you can also buy Mexican Libertades. I bought a dozen, so that way it stays in their economy. Buy
Right.
silver out of them,
Right.
Mm.
and
Oh.
and some badass coins. And yeah, no, that's it. And
Brad, let me ask
hopefully,
you a
yeah,
question, Brad. Is there
yeah,
any other country that use silver coins aside from the
yeah, yeah.
U.S.?
The Canadians have the Canadian maple. The South Africa has the Kruger rod, and then even the Australian have their own kangaroo. And and then Chinese government they gave the advice their citizens they're giving $10, 10 American dollars over spot, which is the retail price of silver, so they could hog more of it in.
Mm.
Hey, did you hear about Switzerland? They're paying people $10,000 to move there.
Uh, yeah, in order to increase the population, right?
Yeah, but
But I
there's
guess
certain requirements, and I believe one of them is ethnicity too.
yeah, and that's where their tribe,
Yeah.
their land.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and again, Marvin, thank you for pointing this out. And I believe that all these different tales or myths or hidden knowledge, it's all accurate, but for different people on different parts of the land. And even when I spoke with some Mormons a couple of weeks ago, that hit me up on the street and like, hey, you want to go to our church? had a discussion with them, but even they believe that that Utah is the promised land, right? Because the founder was found from there, and according to them, they found some tablets in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's good that we discussed this, and reminder that many schools and universities will teach you what to think, but not how to think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
here and thank you again for having a phone number where even if you're a hater or someone who disagrees, you could call in,
That's right.
or if you have a question, just ask, man. Just say how it.
Yeah. Appreciate
And
you,
that's it
homie. Thank,
because-
Definitely.
thank
all
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
All right. Bye.
Hey, so what I did forget to talk about was what you guys is under this these circumstances that have happened to the YouTuber, right? Not to keep bringing it up. People need to understand that everybody on YouTube that does have a YouTube channel is a regular person. They're not celebrities. They're nobody to look up to. Not me. Not anybody. We're nobodies. We're just regular people with regular jobs doing regular things when we're not on the air. Okay? So
Caller, your name, where you calling from tonight?
it's all right.
What's up, man? This is Tony calling from AZ, but you already know I'm for that Monte.
That's
Hey, what's
right.
up, Tony? How you doing, homie?
What's up, I just right here. I had to call it. I was watching this shit. I was watching it. I always watch it. I was looking about the like I brought up the about the propaganda and stuff,
Yes.
Simon.
and honestly, everything's propaganda. Everything is see who's gonna get that new wow factor. Who's gonna put, or not wow, like shock factor. Who's gonna shock the world? And everybody's trying to do the dumbest shit, but at the same time they're losing their values.
Yeah.
To sell themselves out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's just sad with these young ones. My kid just turned 17, and I'm like, just the way he was talking and stuff, and I'm like why are you talking like that? And then he caught himself, so he's not over here trying to be like, hey, like all homie out and stuff, but he talks like the kids that are around nowadays. But I was just tripping out how he, because we got into the YouTube thing, and he was telling me that he started following like these like influencers, but one of them he glorifies fucking prison and all that shit. And I told him, why are you watching that bullshit for? And then he was like, well, they say a lot of it from your neighborhood, dad. And I'm like, don't worry about that shit. Like they don't know, how you gonna listen to somebody that's not even, he's from up north, and he's talking about my city, and talking about cases that happen, and why are you gonna listen to that? Those things are just unsaid. Things are like unsaid. Back then, it was just unsaid. Like whatever happened. That's it. Just keep your mouth shut. What is it? Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
And nowadays, everybody's like over here, like who wants to be fucking super this, super that, and it's like, man, and if that's the way it's going, it's like, it's all propaganda. They say the first thing they say, I'm not here to glorify this. There you are, because if not, you wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing that feels good. I appreciate when you talk about cultura and stuff like that. That stuff like most channels, they're like, oh, cultura, this, that, but they relate it to prison, and it's like, nah, man, you have your cultura. Everybody has their culturas.
Yeah.
I had a homie. I had to educate him because he was like, oh yeah, I name my daughter Quetzal because the Aztec and this and that. I'm like, that Quetzal is Mayan, right? And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's the national in Guatemala? A Quetzal. And what's like most people from Guatemala? Mayans. And that was more down south. And they was like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, bro. You try to why don't you read up and educate yourself before you go naming your kid something,
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
And stuff like that, but it's stuff like that, like people were tripping because I was gonna name my son his middle before I put him junior. I was gonna name him Cuauhtemoc. So he's like, oh, what you know about Cuauhtemoc? But me, I know everything history because my family's we're descendants from Cuauhtemoc, and my family's from Cuauhtemoc. My family's
Yeah.
So that's why I was doing it. But I knew my history and stuff like that. Why I was gonna name my son, but you know, you got people saying like they're gonna name him for this, but it's actually for this. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, I just wanted to call in. You know, 'cause I was just like, everything's propaganda, and you know, just you guys keep on doing the good work, man, and you know.
Thank you, man.
Just keep on, you know what I'm saying?
I
You keep on
appreciate you.
educating these people, you know?
I appreciate
You know,
homie.
people, especially ignorant people are the ones that get mad and start getting all defensive.
Yeah.
That's how you could tell that if people are not educated, because they start getting defensive, and you know. But you guys keep on pushing, you know, like good content, which is, you know, educate people and try to like level up people, you know, instead of all this other garbage that you see on the YouTube Yarra or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you, man.
So yeah, man, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go watch the YouTube Yarra drop 113 likes and shit. Nah, I'm just kidding.
All right, homie. You have a good night. We send our respects, Tony.
All right, man.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
homie.
Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Yeah, but what was I saying before you called? You know, we're regular people out
We're
here.
regular people, yeah.
You know, we're not no influencers. Some are trying to influence people, but some of us aren't trying to influence people. We're this channel right here is just educational, you know, and we like to have fun by having a little oldie episode or whatever. That's you know, cool for the meantime. But overall, this is just education. You know, we're here to teach and learn. You know, we're all from the same tribe. You know, and we all have pieces of the puzzle. And if we don't put all our pieces in, you're never gonna know what the picture is gonna look like.
Very true.
You know, or supposed to look like. So yeah, you got another go for it, bro. My bad.
Caller, your name. Where are you calling from tonight?
What's up, family? It's the brother from Stockton.
Hey,
What's up, Stockton? How you
man?
doing, homie?
Good to hear from you.
What's up, brother? Good to be here, man. Hey, so I always had I have a question, brother, because I've always been like, everybody, you know, we're all guilty of having somewhat of an interest in, from time to time. I'm pretty sure you do too, Marvelous, because you're from out there, you're from East LA, brother. And you know, you always see like these documentaries of like neighborhoods from the 90s, brother, and you hear about how people went after neighborhoods because of politics or whatnot, you know, brother. But I had a question, brother, like with all due respect to East LA and Boyle Heights, but if you could provide like any kind of knowledge or game, bro, what was it without getting into detail, out of respect to all the neighborhoods out there, but if you could explain, brother, what was it like? What was like neighborhood surveillance like, or how did barrios oversee like who came in? What was it like to like protect the neighborhood? Like, without getting too descriptive of it, brother, can you explain on how like surveillance was or how they protected neighborhoods?
As far as neighborhoods or policing, or both.
Both, because you know what's crazy, bro, is I've always been fascinated because I've seen videos or like people describe certain sections in East LA,
Yeah.
that were highly just highly guarded,
Yeah.
by the people that live there and the you know, the people that were part of that neighborhood. But I know since like the early 90s were a different era.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
So
I would assume, bro, it was more structured. But what was it like well, if you could explain it, bro, what was it like for them to like secure like
back in our day, my bad, homie. So back in like we'll say the 90s, like when I first got in the neighborhood, early 90s, we had juntas meetings. You had to go to the junta. You had to be there, you know. And if you didn't go there to get, can you turn your what is that? The monitor?
That's it. I think he's outside somewhere.
Are you outside, bro?
Yeah, I'm at work.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why it's loud. Yeah. So we did a thing called patrolling, homie. Like when you went to a junta, you didn't want to miss a junta meeting, you know, or because first of all you would get checked if you did miss a meeting. The other thing is you needed to get the news. You needed to get the news of who's coming into the barrio, what kind of cars they got, what the vatos look like. Did you go to school with them? There was always kinds of, hey, we heard so-and-so's going to Garfield High School. Or we heard the vatos from so-and-so are going to Sure High School. Or you heard that they were in this kind of car. So you didn't want to miss, you know what I mean? Because not every homie has everybody's number. There's homies that will get into the barrio and they don't like other homies. Or they don't like who they're related to. You know, stuff like that. But what all of us had to do is certain clicas is we patrol our neighborhood, bro. We'd walk up and down our block, so we know who lived on our block. We know if there was carteles in that lived on our block. For instance, on my block, there was some cartels that lived down the street from me. They were all cool people, all of them. There was older vato from another barrio. He was real quiet. He was doing his family thing, so we respected that. We didn't never disrespect his pad. But then there was vatos that maybe their hyenas moved in. For an instance, a story I told a while back, a dude from another barrio, he moved across the street from me, and he ended up being an enemiga of mine. And his hyenas his hyena, I mean, and her sister ratted him out. You know, and it wasn't until later on till, you know, he ended up getting removed from that pad. You know, he had to move away. But other than that, every person was responsible for the block that they lived on, or either the other block, the next block, you know, however many blocks you wanted to patrol. If you seen a new car back in the 90s too, it was easy to see, you know, who was the gang members. Not everybody, like today, you got your Edgars, you got everybody that looks the same. You can't even tell the gang member today, you know? Now they're kind of getting the dressing back and stuff like that, but still you can't even tell because some vatos will dress the part and they're not even from a barrio. They just like the way it looks, homie. They want to buy a Firme flannel, a Pendleton, whatever, a Cascade. They want to sport Cortez with black laces. You know, they want to crease their pantalones up and wear a paño, and they don't know the structure behind it, the meaning behind it, or you know, that's part of our uniform now, or a gang member's uniform. I'm saying, not ours. I'm just saying, like, you know, to represent, and that they're gonna get banged on, you know. So that came into part. Another thing was with the juras. You had to worry about the juras. Tuesdays and Thursdays were raiding days for the gang unit. They used to raid us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you had to be on your P's and Q's Monday, you know, and Wednesdays, you know, for potentially getting raided. Also, there was juras that were from the neighborhood, and they could deny it all they want. The East LA sheriffs, they have a neighborhood in there. You know, 3 different factions back in the day, including the 3,000 boys that was in the LA County. You know, that were setting up homies. You know, being disrespectful.
Lost them.
Oh, we lost them. It's okay. I'll keep talking. You had to be careful for that. You know, when you got busted. Whether they beat you down, planted dope, took your feria, left with your wallet. It happened to me, you know. You had to be careful for that. And, you know, it was just different. You know, it's different times. Now things have got more relaxed, you know, and now everybody's infiltrating everybody's barrio and riding in the neighborhood. And, you know, one of the things is, for instance, in Mariana, there's a rival neighborhood that moved into Mariana back in the day. I'm not gonna say which neighborhood, but they started riding their neighborhood all over, and everybody was wondering, hey, how do these vatos move in? Well, one of the homies, a little bit older than me, had rented his jefita's back pad to a rival neighborhood, and this vato that was from a rival neighborhood ended up influencing a little tagging crew. They used to go blaze it with the vato, and he ended up getting all those little vatos. So now we got that whole gang, you know, riding on all the walls, and everybody's like, damn, where did all these vatos come from? Well, it's because the homie rented out his back house to that vato. So, you know, there's just a lot of things. Things have changed, you know what I mean? But to put some light on it, it's a dead end. I mean, gang banging and representing your barrio like that is a dead end. I get it if you're proud from your barrio. Hey, rep that shit. You know, be proud of where you come from. Be proud of where you come from, but know what you're representing. Know how it started. Know the beef. You know, is it worth fighting a whole nother barrio over your homie's breakup with the hyena? Like, do you even know who you're fighting? You know, or do you know what it's about? Because when you get busted for doing some dumb shit, what you're most likely gonna do, because there's cameras now. Before in our days, there wasn't cameras. There's very few surveillance anywhere. So you got away with a lot more. You had to really depend on, is somebody gonna rat me out, or am I gonna be caught by a camera at a liquor store or something like that? You know, so now. Vatos are getting busted, and you gotta be settled up with your enemigas, so-called enemigas, right? You gotta be, and they're not liking that. Well, damn, what would I get busted for anyways? You're never gonna eat the firme comida that you got. Your hyena is eventually gonna find another vato. Now there's social media, and you're not gonna live to your highest potential of what you could have been, because now you got busted at your prime. You're 18 years old, 17 years old, 19 years old, and you're at your maximum strength, your most ambitious time in your life to be somebody, to use that energy that you got to do something, accomplish something. But what did you do? You believed in something else. You were guided by a false light, So you just gotta wake up. You gotta realize, and it's sad for some of us that get to later stages in life, 30s, 40s, that we realize that too late. All of a sudden we want to go to school, or all of a sudden we want to settle down, or maybe have kids, or whatever it might be. But now it's like, dang, man, you should have did that a long time ago, homie. You could have, have your house already. You know what I mean? You could have had multiple cars. You could have traveled the world. But where did you travel to? The liquor store in your barrio. The same place that you shop at. You travel the same blocks. I say this all the time. If God could show you your GPS of your lifespan, it's going to be in the same area. Maybe once in a great while you traveled outside that area. But the majority of your life was spent within those blocks of your little community. And there's more. We're bigger than just our communities. We're bigger than just our barrios. We're bigger than the idea of being from a barrio. Love your neighborhood. Love what how it made you. Love what you learned. But there's more. We're bigger than that. Go ahead, Norby. My bad.
Caller, your name, where are you calling from tonight?
Hello?
Hey there. You're on the Marvelous Mind Show. Your name and where are you calling from tonight?
I am calling from Wisconsin.
Did you say Wisconsin?
Yes, I said Wisconsin.
All right. Yeah, you got a question or something you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just have something to say. I want to know why Marvelous gets to disrespect you so much.
Hey. Norby, do I disrespect you?
No. I mean, if you hear half the stuff I say,
no, you don't have. Hey, Marvelous.
Go ahead.
Don't do that.
Go ahead. Speak your
That's
mind.
what bullies do.
Okay, go ahead. Norby, you speak your mind for him so you can satisfy his desires.
Well, just let me say what I have to say.
go for
I
it.
feel like you always say and you put him down all the time. And I know you're playing around, but it just sounds really bad. And if he was really your friend, you wouldn't do that. It makes me feel uncomfortable at times.
Okay, what's your definition of a friend?
Somebody that's got your back no matter what's going on, and they're there for you through bad times or good times.
Okay, go ahead and
And I
ask.
feel like Norby, hey, can you let me talk, asshole?
This fool, bad. Okay, Norby's. Go ahead and tell
I
him.
feel like Norby lets you say whatever he wants to say, and you're really mean to him.
Norby's, give me a hug, bro.
I'm going to get a hug from him right now.
No, but tell him. Hey, no, but for reals, go ahead and tell him. He gave you a definition of a friend, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No. I'm going to give you a definition of something else. Is of a stupid ass who thinks he's really cool and talks like a cool guy, and you're only like 4'5'2".
Hey, Mar, stop acting like a cool guy.
I know, man. I'm not that cool. I'm not. Norby's is cooler than me.
Hey.
Go
I
ahead.
just want to say,
Go.
Norby,
Yes.
I feel your pain.
Thank you, man.
And
I appreciate that.
I understand.
I
This guy
appreciate
talks
that.
to you, and he talks down on you, and he treats you a certain way.
You're like
But
this.
it's only to make himself feel better.
You're like the second
I'm
caller.
sorry, Norby.
I think last week we had a caller like this also. So I want to thank you guys out there for.
Yeah, I appreciate the call.
I'm gonna take a drink también.
Hey.
Hey, Marvelous. Are you feeling marvelous right now?
No, but you put me down. I feel bad now. My bad. My God.
Hey, who's that there with you? I hear a girl's voice back there.
Shoo!
Who is that?
I just want to say, stop being mean to your little guy over there in the corner. He's a good dude, man.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, man.
My
Yeah,
bad. I apologize. I'm sorry, Norby's, if I put you down, bro.
Apology
I
accepted.
apologize too.
Oh, okay. Well, he's apologizing to you for.
Oh, okay.
private
No, don't
setting.
trip. Don't trip. That was a good call. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, Norby's, am I a bad friend to you?
Huh?
Am I a bad friend?
Well, I mean, if I had to compare with the live chat here, I think you're going very easy on me.
Dang, man.
805 Plumbing's dropped a super chat, says caller is absolutely correct. Marvin is a bully.
Damn, 805. That was 805 calling, huh?
That's 805.
Dang, homie.
Caller, you're on the Marvelous Mind Show. Your neighbor, where are you calling from tonight?
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sounds kind of static.
All right. This is Ben Man from Boyle Heights. Saludos.
Saludos to you, man.
How you doing, homie?
Well, just to let you guys know, I'm a big, I don't want to say fan of the show, but I really like the show.
Appreciate you.
Fan is still fanatic, you know.
Appreciate you.
And I really enjoy everything you guys do. I've been a day oneer since Freaky Tales and Rhodium and all that. But I have something to address. I think there was a caller. I can't hear myself because I'm calling the phone on the whole YouTube thing turned off, the screen.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys passed them or whatnot, but there was a caller sounding like a fake voice, and he was talking about the whole about Norby.
Yeah.
And you guys get me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Man, I have to agree with that guy, man. There was a time, and I hate to bring it up, but there was a time when there was a podcaster, you guys know who he is, with the initials, with the Calimac thing.
Okay.
And he had a guest, a good guest, a one-of-a-kind type of guest, by the name of Sunny.
Oh,
And that show, man, was gonna be great. That podcaster, man, used to put him down, whether it was comedy, you name it. And it didn't look right. And what wound up happening was that everything went sour.
Yeah.
Whatever the thing was. And that's what it looks like, even though I know you guys are messing around and all that. But it does hit a spot, like when, your partner gets sit down and, little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? Real quick, my bad. I don't mean to cut you off, but hey, you know what? I agree with you. I thank you for calling in and telling me that. I didn't see it like that. Me and Norby's mess around, but I didn't see it like that.
Man,
bro,
you're really getting it tonight.
So but hey, you know what? Hey, I'm here to learn, bro. Yeah. And if somebody needs to put me in check, then that's what needs to happen. But if I do, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, my bad.
There's nothing against you because if nothing's wrong, with all due respect, also, that it just looks to us as two eyes see more than one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you guys probably don't see it, but like the audience sees that same energy from when like AC and would do it to Semi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
It hits a certain spot. You know.
yeah.
I know that was more serious, and you guys are not. You know, you guys have your thing going, but I also have to give you your flowers too, man. You were right about the whole. You know how the two parties and you know the agenda and the voting part. There was a time when you would say something about the voting don't count, and you're right, man. It doesn't count. They're all friends.
I couldn't hear that. It's because
I think you're saying that you're right
about what?
about
About the voting.
About the what?
about the what again?
The votes.
The votes.
Oh, the maps.
The maps. The maps or the votes?
No, the votes. Votes.
His
It's because
you know what, your phone is real. Yeah, your phone is
using the
really.
Bluetooth, right? You're using Bluetooth.
Yeah. Hold on. Hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. Way
Wow,
clearer, homie.
way
They're
different.
putting in the comments that they could understand you. But go ahead, bro. My bad.
Damn it! He clicked on them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I heard.
I didn't understand what he was
I
saying,
heard
bro.
him very clearly.
Okay.
After.
No, look it. Let me address that though. Let me address that real quick before you take that caller. Hey, my bad, Norbies. If I do that, homie, you know we're just playing.
I
But I
know
mean,
we're
maybe
right
you
now.
don't know
No,
that.
I know.
But
I
my
know we're
bad,
just
homie.
playing.
I'm just messing with you, dog. But if I do owe you apology, hey, for reals, I really do apologize, homie.
you're really
if you
getting
seem
grilled.
if I seem like I'm picking on you, dog, because I don't mean it to come off like that. You know how we are when this show isn't on.
Well, compared to what the live chat is doing, it does to me every day.
Yeah. You know what? I think it comes off more though. I think it comes off more because, and I'm not gonna say I'm a gang member.
Yeah.
But I'm the way I am, and
Yeah.
and you know you're casual.
I'm
you
very
know?
casual.
You're casual, so I think it comes off as like that too. You know, but hey. For reals, Norbies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. If you
I
ever
accept-
take
I
it,
accept your
all right, for
apology.
reals, homie.
I don't take anything personal, actually, but I'll accept the apology.
All right, answer that fucking phone right now.
Damn.
Yes,
sir.
I'm just playing. I'm
You
just
see?
playing. I'm just
Right,
playing.
they're gonna grill you
No,
right
but
now.
for reals,
They're
for
gonna
reals,
grill you right now.
for reals. I'm sorry, bro.
Caller.
If I do.
Caller. Your name? Where you calling from
I'm
today?
back.
Oh, you're
The
back.
same guy.
Oh, what's up, bro? Yeah. What's up?
I wanted to give you your flowers on because I couldn't understand it when you had talked about that you don't vote.
Right.
So I gotta hand it to you on that one. I did my research, and you were right, man. Our votes don't count.
Did he
Damn
cut
it.
off? Did
Yeah,
he cut
I
off?
think it cut off.
Oh man,
I mean, he's still there, but
my bad, bro.
But I think that's what he wanted to say at the end. That yeah, you were right
I
about
appreciate that. And you know where I learned that from about voting? I don't know if you still believe in Orbeez, but from my grandpa.
You know, federally, I do believe that our vote doesn't count. Like as far as president, that's where the college electoral vote kicks in. Where somehow, some way, I don't know how every state picks like 5 or 6 people out of the whole state to vote for that one state.
You know when I started to think of something, homeboy. Thank you, homie, for calling in. I didn't get his name, but you know when I started to think, bro, and he just sparked that memory right now. Is when they were coming around in the 90s to do a census.
Oh yeah.
And they used to knock on the door and they wanted to know how many people lived in the house. And also around that time, they were doing the medfly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the medfly or if you were even born yet.
You know what?
But-
I actually worked for the census.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
you know what? You're dirty
Hey,
for doing that.
That's not the.
But
first-
anyways, so they used to fly around in helicopters, like up to like 7. If anybody wants to look it up on YouTube, type in 1990s medfly helicopter spraying. And they used to fly with like 7 helicopters lined up, homie, over East LA, Montebello, Whittier,
yeah.
Pico. And they used to spray us with the chemical, you know? And my grandpa was saying, don't be telling them, he told my grandma, don't be telling them how many people live here. You know, they're up to something. And then he said that they're spraying something. Get inside and close the windows. We're not going to go outside, you know, because they're spraying.
Yeah.
You know, and they're up to something. I remember him saying that, and I was a little kid, you know, but I remember I believed in my grandpa, you know, my grandpa, and when the votes, all the voting and stuff, I remember the last person he voted for was when the whole Bush was the older Bush, the dad, you
Oh,
know, not
Bush Senior.
yeah, Bush Senior was coming into office, and you know, Reagan, I would sit down with him and watch Reagan give his speeches and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, so it was crazy, bro, you know, different times,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
different
for the
times.
most part, yeah. What's it called? I think we've already met our 2 hour mark.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, all right.
We're at 2 hours 17 minutes.
All right. Go ahead and if we had super chats, you already read them?
Yeah, I already read the super chats.
All right, go ahead and give your final thought, Norbies.
You know what? My final thoughts tonight. You know, I'm glad we did this one because it was very annoying to me how so many of these YouTubers were getting on this topic about the person that passed away, and it's very saddening to see that they made it more about them than the person, and not only that, but they brought up things that they shouldn't have brought up to begin with, and it's sad that to get clicks, to get likes, people have to put themselves in the mix, even though they probably personally didn't know the guy. They probably never met his family. They probably never been in his life at all. They just might have text. I mean, I think they call that acquaintances.
Yeah.
It might have been acquaintances, but a lot of these people like to act like they were family with the guy, and it sucks because somebody's passing shouldn't be used as content like that, and I'm glad we spoke on that. That being said, thank you to everybody that participated in the community post. Thank you to all the live chatters. Thank you to all the super chats. Thank you to all our members. Thank you to all our moderators. And again, as I look at right now, we have over 200 people and 129 likes. If we could get at least to 150 likes, that would help the channel. That would help the show, and that would help us
Appreciate it.
grow. So that being said, thank you to everybody, and the callers. Appreciate you all too.
All right. Here we go. So thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate you always. Those that are members, those that tune into the oldie show, those that will just watch the episodes for any type of knowledge, wisdom, or just don't got nothing else to do, but want to rock with us. We appreciate you. Here's the thing. I don't mean no disrespect by saying that you guys are spectators, but you guys are part of the audience, and you guys are watching us YouTubers up here on this platform. I never intended to be a YouTuber. I got asked for, I think it was 2 years, maybe even 3 years, if I was gonna start a channel. Because I had been on everybody's channel. People had asked me for interviews. They were tripping out on things that they never heard before. They wanted to know about gang influence back in the 90s. They wanted to know about the green light era. They wanted to know about homies that passed away. Just different things, Some things I talked about, some things I didn't talk about. But for the most part, before this YouTube started, I used to have classes at my house, and I didn't have a channel. I just had people that I would tattoo, and I would talk to everybody that I tattooed and or tried to, and share information that I had. I had been on a couple of platforms already, and they heard about me through certain interviews that had been done, and they wanted to further their knowledge on certain things that I spoke on. So I started having classes at my house. Over time, my house was very little, so I couldn't fit everybody in that was bringing all their family members over to the pad, and I only had so many chairs, so not everybody could participate in, the lessons that I was giving. And, so I ended up making a channel, but this channel has always been for knowledge purposes. From, you look at me and Norbies, when me and Norbies first met, we did I think our first episodes were on Chicano and feelings, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, those were, and you were tripping out, right?
Yeah, it was a good
what
experience.
were your thoughts about that? What'd you think when you first heard me talking? Like, what the hell is this dude? It's crazy.
Well, I mean, for the most part, it was always interesting because to get another person's perspective, because I was always intrigued with at least Chicano studies and Chicano history. But it was more like the feelings part where I never delved into that. So for me, that was completely new. And I think, the episode is over there on videos in the
Right.
video section.
Right.
You guys could check it out. It's something that I didn't consider.
Right, right.
As far as feelings and what it means.
And when you seen the experiment done and the frequency, what our power is, what our capabilities are,
Yeah.
with our words and our just our frequency in general, our vibrations that we give out.
Well, I mean, it's proof about, like, in the sense, it's proof that manifestation is real. You do manifest, and the way you speak out into the world.
Yeah.
You either make it positive or you turn it negative, and it's very obvious what happens when you make it negative, according to the experiment.
Right. And the thing is that and that's a good point, Norbies, is the thing that we're getting to is the manifestation of our life. What are you giving your energy to, or what you're giving your energy to is gonna eventually take form, and it's gonna have an impact on your life. If you youngsters out there want to be from a gang so bad, and you want to be this machismo so bad, this macho man, and make a name for yourself like I once did, I wanted to be an influence within my barrio. I wanted to make a name for myself. I wanted to be known for doing this, or that, or whatever. And it wasn't until my later stages in life that I realized, like, dang, there's so many homies that aren't here that I grew up with. They're not here. They're not here no more. I got a chance to have my babies in my life. I got a chance to be out here with my grandfather and my grandmother, and a lot of homies that are being influenced with neighborhoods today don't have that chance. They're never gonna eat King Taco again. And it's not, that's a dumb analogy, but in reality, think about that. You're busted, for doing whatever to a enemy, right? And you're never gonna eat some bomb ass tacos or a new restaurant that opened up. You're never gonna meet or have the potential to meet that beautiful girl that you could have met at the market, at church, wherever. You're never gonna be able to spread your seed, have babies. You're never gonna have that family. You're never gonna go to her graduation, his graduation. You're never gonna be part of his wedding. Your mothers, your grandmothers are gonna pass away. All you're gonna hear in postcards and letters is about who passed away or what the people on the outside are doing. And that sucks. That sucks.
Definitely.
And a lot of homies that are in there, a lot of homies I still have contact with, that are doing all day lifers. And they're like, hey, homie, what you gonna eat? And I feel bad for telling them, hey, homie, we're gonna eat this. Or, hey, last week, dog, we went over here. They want to know. They're asking. They're gonna astral project. They're gonna close their eyes. They're gonna think about going there too. They're gonna wonder how it smelled, at all the food at the carnival. They're gonna wonder how that perfume. Hey, what do you put on your? What does your girlfriend wear? Oh, she wears this Ralph Lauren perfume. They're never gonna smell that. They don't know what it feels like. They're never gonna hold a girl in their arms, like that, or be intimate like that. And that sucks. And a lot of homies in there, they're watching us YouTubers. They're watching us make fools of ourselves. They're watching everybody trying to expose people. They're watching homies trying to throw false jackets on people. They're watching all this stuff, and they're like, damn, these vatos don't even know. They don't even know. They're right here talking about politics, but they're involved in the real politics in there. And all that prison shit has overflowed that cup. And it's out here, and all these kids out here now. And all these kids want to be somebody. All these kids want to be from a gang, including my own kids. All of them want to be gang members. Oh, I got this blessing. No, you didn't. Oh, I earned that tattoo. No, you didn't. Oh, I know what this means. No, you don't. Oh, he's a peseta. You don't know what that means. You know, like, it's crazy. You know, it sucks because that's the only, they're encompassed in this little box, you know, and that's all they see. They don't see no future. They don't have no potential yet to get outside that box, to think bigger, to know that their energy produces more of a frequency. They got more power. And at that young age, they could blow the lid out this captivity. They could help. That's the power. And these influencers are controlling that power. You know? They're all starstruck. Hey, how much time did your homie? Hey, my homie did this much time. My homie did put in this much work. For what? For what? On who? What was the reason? What was the circumstances? Why doesn't your neighborhood get along with that neighborhood? What YouTube channels are you watching? Oh, I watched this channel, homie. He talks about all these homies that, you know. What did you get from that? Where are you going to use that? He shows you how to make weapons. He talked about this coming out your cell. He talked about what prisons not to go to. Why are you influenced on what prison you should go to? You're already in prison. You're going into a prison inside of a prison. Your mind is imprisoned. You're better than that. You mean more than that. You're more special. Even if you didn't have your parents in your life. Even if you did have homeboys that were telling you, hey, homie, try this. Hey, homie, hold on to this squete for me. Hey, do this. Hey, go handle that. Ese. You're better than that. You are. And that little kid that you're going to go put in work in, or that other vato, he grew up just like you. He grew up just the same struggle, the same EBT card. He's wearing the same Cortez, probably went to the same store at the same mall you went to. Grew up on rice and beans. Ate burritos. His grandmother used to tell him, I love you, mijo. Let me pray for you before you leave. He used to sneak out the same window like you did. He likes the same oldies you like. We have the same beautiful women. We're telling the same stories, dancing to the same oldies, driving the same ramplas. You know, think about it. You're better than that. You're bigger than that. Let your energy thrive. Teach each other. All right? My respects. You want to read that last super chat right there?
Oh, yeah. We got a last minute super chat from, where'd it go? We got it from Abe T. Says he dropped $20. He said, bro, do your European accent.
And with that, folks, we're going to have to continue this episode on the next live that we do have. Sorry, but we're out of time. We've gone over our mark over 2.5 hours. So we thank you all for joining. Thank you for your $20 too. It means a lot to me.
With that being said, we are out.
A rato.